Hello. If you've watched any of my videos for the last year or so, you've probably seen these chalkboards in the background. I put them here and they just sort of stayed here. And actually I quite like them. Some of them are quite old, some of them less so. I've already got one on the wall which has been out there for ages, and that one's quite modern. These two down here are somewhat older. And then there's this one, which is absolutely antique. And you can see this is very old. I don't know how very old it is. At some point in its history it's had various repairs made and the whole thing is a little bit wonky. I would like to put this one on the wall. I don't really want to drill another hole in it because it's already got a hole in it, and I don't know how much longer this will hold together. I mean, the frame and the slate are no longer great friends, but they are hanging in there. So I think what I want to do is make some sort of clamp that will fit on the wall to hold this in, a bit like an easel clamp, I suppose. Okay, it's exactly like an easel clamp. It doesn't need to have a lot of force on it. I just want it so I can take it off the wall, right on it, and hang it back up on the wall again. I'm going to make this clamp out of scraps. This is going to be my entry into the June scrapwood build-off challenge thing. I'll put a link somewhere. We're going up there into the scrap pile, which means moving an awful lot of stuff. Let's go! Now what I've got here is I've got some beech, which is off of something. This is a nice ash, which I think used to be part of an old chest. Now I probably won't need much of this. There's some more ash here as well. I don't know if I'll need it, but I've got this offcut off the end of that oak, which I used to make the knife block out of. Okay, let's for argument's sake say I haven't cut this in yet, and I think I'm going to retain these round over edges. I quite like those, so I'm not going to square that off. So I will plane it or sand it or do something, and we'll set a sort of arbitrary distance here of there for the bottom stop. I'm going to put a channel in here which will hold the top block, which will move up and down and then tighten down with a screw. So I want it to be big enough to hold the big slate in portrait, which will be about there, and the smallest slate, try saying that when you've had a few, in a landscape position, which will be about here. And say that's going to be about there. All of this is very much about here, about there, because it can be. So my track needs to run from just slightly below there to just a little bit above, I think, to allow for a movement. Let's be a bit more generous than that. So I need to put a slot here, right down the centre, and then a slightly wider one on the other side, which will hold a fitting. Okie dokie. 22.5.